Hey, welcome to the State of Decay 2 stream. This is kind of a special emergency stream. Not really an emergency, I guess, but you know, we never quite know when a new patch that we drop is going to go live. But our content update 3.0 just went live like 25 minutes ago. I've got it downloaded here on our Xbox, and we're going to talk through the patch notes today, so you guys can you can ask questions if you want. You know, try to get some clarification on what some of these notes mean, and maybe there's a few items we might actually be able to sort of look at live in the build. So let's get started. We'll just start at the top of the list and go down. If you guys have any questions, want to stop and talk about something, let me know. And Megan will funnel any questions that I miss, and hopefully we'll be able to make this work. So, number one, first we got feature improvements. The first thing, all players in a multiplayer game can now use the stuck radio command. So let's switch over to our game view here. So I've never actually had to use this while I was playing the game. So there's probably a lot of folks who don't really know where this is. But so if you open up your radio menu and you hit the stuck radio command right here, basically, if you get like stuck on a rock, or there's some weird place in the map that we didn't find where you can get sort of lost, you can hit that button, and it's going to send you somewhere. Now, right now, I'm safe in my home, so it's like you're not stuck. Oh, there we go. But so it found a safe place and dropped me off, and it works. So that already worked. I think we've actually made some improvements to it. It works more reliably now, and it will send you somewhere nearby instead of always sending you home, which was a problem it sometimes had. But the big top improvement here is that you can use that in multiplayer. So if you're a client in somebody's multiplayer game and you get stuck, you've got access to that tool now. Let's see here. Number two, vehicles will now be teleported by the stuck radio command. So I haven't actually tried this myself. So let's go and let's go grab a vehicle. No, I missed the. Oh, I thought I could make it. Let's go get in a vehicle, and I'm taking my life in my hands here because some of these things I have not tried out myself, and I'm not sure if I'm giving them the absolute best showing. We've got a messed up car here. Okay, so let's go get this car disastrously stuck, which is basically what we do with cars in my game. So, oh man, that's just, oh well, okay, that wasn't nearly as bad. Oh, and I'm completely out of gas too. Oh, there's a zombie on me. What? Okay, this is just not working at all. Okay, well this is why a feral? Why right now? Why a feral? Seriously, I didn't even. Okay, we're getting back in this car. We're getting out of here. Nope. Nope. You get off me. Oh, you normal zombie. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? I'm out of gas. This is the worst patch note stream I've ever seen. What are we even doing? My guy's not ready. Hey, Watchtower guys, come help me. No feral. Bad feral. Bad feral. Man, I like this character. He just doesn't even have any, like, healing or anything. Hey, everybody, come get this feral off me. There we go. Okay, you know what? That was terrible. That was the worst. I'm gonna go get some medical supplies. We're gonna heal up this character, and then we're gonna actually do what we came here to do. Are we, okay, there, wait, no, that wasn't medicals. That wasn't painkillers. Was that painkillers? What was that? Stimulants. Do I not have any painkillers? What is with this community? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the worst. You know what? Was that my only car? Oh, there's a car up the road. Okay, my character is in the worst shape. We don't care. We're going to do this. We're going to show that this feature works. If it kills us, or particularly if it kills Jose on here. Okay, this time I'm not going to try to get legitimately stuck. That was clearly a bad move. I am going to get zombies on my door because, I can't stop that, apparently. Get off the car. Get off. Or you can have my doors. Whatever. I don't care. Take my doors. Just take them. Hurry up. Hurry up and take my doors. Okay, I just wanted to do a nice, clean version of this. Okay, let's pretend we're stuck up here. Let's pretend that we're stuck. Let's go use our stuck command. I'm trusting my team here that this actually works. So hold your position. Really, zombie? Really? Yeah. Pfft, what the crap was that? That probably just... Oh, there we go! Look at that! So if you get stuck in a car, you get it high-centered, something like... Oh, get off me. Anyway, you get your car stuck, you get it high-centered, you actually have something you can do. You can teleport away. So where did I teleport? Okay, not that far away, actually. So I think I can get home. Probably going to blow up this car. But I can get home. So I've been completely distracted by the craziness going on in this game. So I could easily, if you guys are making comments, probably making fun of me, I have missed them. I was not watching the chat. So let's get this car home. Get out of it before it explodes. And get inside. And now we're gonna switch to a different character because that guy is on his last legs. All right, what else do we have on this? Players can now use the workshop facility to repair or salvage equipped weapons rather than having to drop them off in the supply locker first. Okay, well, let's see here. What kind of weaponry do we have here on our character? Oh, that's in good condition. We don't need to do anything here. Let's go grab a weapon that sucks. Let's grab the worst weapon. Grab a broken hatchet. And wait, where do I keep my workshop? Workshop is... Oh, get off me, you ridiculous zombie. Okay. My workshop, my watchtower guys are not doing their jobs. Okay, so it's along the side yard of the house here, right? Is that where it is? Over here? Let's see, here's what's it? That's my workshop right here. So I got a busted weapon. Let's go to our workshop. Let's see, what is this? Repair and salvage weapons. What is it? So I can repair my equipped ranged weapon. I can repair my equipped melee weapon, or I can salvage them. Or I can salvage some weapon remains, because why not? So yeah, so let's repair our equipped melee weapon. Repair it? Yep, I would like to do that. And now, look at that! Oh, it's good as new! So you can just go straight to your workshop if you've got a busted weapon. You don't have to go and drop it in the supply locker and then, and then repair it and then pick it back up again. None of that nonsense. Just go straight to your workshop and you can pull it off. Thank you, Sinister. Oh yeah, so Megan says there's a question about the size of the patch. Somebody in the chat already answered it. It's around 7 gigabytes. And so with our awesome internet connection here at work, I was able to get it pretty quickly. But that's about how big it is. Okay, what else? Salvage weapons now return their ammo to your supply locker instead of getting destroyed. So again, which weapons do I have? So I've got my target shooter here. It's got 10 bullets in it. So let's say that I want to salvage this. Actually, you know what? Let's go do it in the supply locker so we can actually tell that it happened. Oh, what the? Oh. Who let one fly? Okay. Anyway. Let's go look at our supply locker. Okay, so how much 22 do we have? We got about 50 of those. Okay, well, let's grab one that we don't care about as much. Something we've got multiples of, like, we got 2 devilettes. They're full of 22. So let's salvage this devilette. Yeah, salvage it. Oh, look at that! 8 bullets landed in my stack of 22. That's pretty amazing. And you'll notice, by the way, I'm skipping ahead in the patch notes, but look at how beautifully organized my my ranged weapons tab is. So all of the ammo is arranged at the top, and then you can see each of the guns is arranged in the order of the ammo. So you see, like, when I'm highlighting the 22, all my 22 firing guns are on top. And when I, highlight the 45, I got my 45s, highlight the 357, I don't have any 357s. And similarly, here's a G17 that fires 9mm. I'm all out of 9mm, so I don't have a 9mm here. But you can see, like, they're all in the same order. It's really rational. So if you want to, I was like, okay, I've got a bunch of 22 ammo, or I've got a bunch of 45 ammo. I want to bring a 45 gun out with me. Well, I can see both the 45 guns are right next to each other down here. I don't have to go hunting for them the way I would before. And on top of that, but if maybe that's not what I wanted. Maybe I didn't want to organize them by ammo type. So I pull the left trigger, it changes the sort order of the gun. So now it's pistols first, followed by shotguns, followed by assault rifles, followed by launchers. You know, and the guns are now organized by the type of weapon that they are, rather than the type of ammo that they fire. So depending on, you know, what criteria you want to use to arrange your guns, you can arrange it different ways. And let's see here. So what was next? Info flyouts for outposts on the map now show the outpost number. Okay, so first let's look at my base. So we've got Outpost 1, Outpost 2, Outpost 3, and Outpost 4. That you can see those names in the little flyouts in the base screen. So if we go over to the map screen and find one of my outposts, right here, Free Clinic, Outpost 4. So now, like, if I had a bunch of clinics outposted and I couldn't tell one from the other, now I can look at it on the map and say, oh, this is Outpost 4. So if I want to erase that outpost, I can go over here to Outpost 4 and do it. And this actually, this is another thing that's further down on the patch notes list. Look at my, oh, you can't see my influence right now. Let's go full screen on this so you can see my influence. So my influence is 355 right now. Let's say, oh, what? Attacked by zombies? Why would that be happening? Anyway, so I'm looking at Outpost 4, and normally I think Outpost 4, this probably cost about 300 influence to settle, something like that. I don't remember exactly how much it cost, but let's say that I want to abandon it. So I abandon it, spend 7 seconds waiting for it to get abandoned. Watch my influence over on the left. So normally that would have gone up to 600 something. That would have been up at, like, you know, 655 or something. I forgot what the original number was. But instead it only went up to 535. And that is a balance fix. Basically, it used to be we would give back the full influence value of an outpost, but what that led people to do was run around and just make temporary outposts and then get rid of them. Make temporary outposts and get rid of them. And they just treated outposts like they were a temporary supply drop-off point that they would then immediately get rid of. And we wanted, the intent of the design was for outposts to be more of a long-term commitment. And so now, if you're constantly dropping and removing outposts all the time, it's going to have an influence cost. It's not a huge influence cost, you know, but you can't just do it without there being some sort of price to pay for that kind of, like, you know, sort of crazy abuse of the outpost system. So that's a balance change that came in with this patch. So definitely be aware of that. Don't go into this expecting that you can just lay down and pick up outposts like crazy and not have it cost anything. So people are pointing out that my Enclave there's an Enclave that hates me. That's true. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, I'm not going to show this one. Players will now see a banner at the top center of the screen when a community member dies, leaves, or threatens to leave. I'm not planning on killing a community member to show this off, but just trust me. Normally, you get like announcements of things that happen right here. You know, with these little tiny notifications that pop up. But when somebody dies or is going to leave the community, we want to make a bigger deal out of it. So now there's a big, full top of the screen banner telling you when those things happen. So you don't miss it. So you're not like, wait, somebody's gone now? How did that happen? Like, hopefully we can get your attention a little bit better. Let's see here. I should be highlighting these things or getting rid of them as I mark them off. Oh, communities will now automatically claim an appropriate starter home site when traveling to a new map. So we used to have these rally points near the entrances to maps. So when you go to a new map, you'd have this sort of non-base that you would land at that didn't really have any of the amenities of a base. It just you couldn't even drop off resources there. You could only just use a supply locker, and that was it. And people kind of, the idea was we wanted to basically not commit you to a particular base and let you go out and find the base you wanted to settle at by yourself. But there's so many features from that were missing that it ended up being a kind of a suboptimal experience for people. So now when you go to a new map, we'll just start you in the starter map. We'll start you in the starter home site. So, like, you know, one of the suburban houses, and so you can just begin there, have a real base to get started, and then if you want to move immediately afterwards, totally, I mean, it's no different from what it was before. You can still move to whatever base you want. You still have all of your resources, anything you would spend on settling a new base, but at least you start someplace that is a legitimate place to work from.
There's a string of numbers next
Okay, what else? Several radio commands have been enabled for clients in multiplayer games, so I can't show that to you right now because I'm in single player. But basically, it used to be that you had almost none of your radio commands you had earned in your home game. If you went and you were a guest in somebody else's game, you couldn't use your radio commands. Now, we've made as many of those as we could available to you. So, like, if you've got, like, some airstrike or something like that that you've earned back in your home game, you can bring that to a friend's game and use it in their map. So that should make, you know, co-op games a little bit more kind of, you know, fun and let you sort of, you know, kind of show off the stuff that you've acquired in your own game by using them in your friend's game. And let's see here. Oh, players can now drop equipped weapons. This is kind of a minor one, but like I've got a weapon equipped here, and notice that down at the bottom of the screen, the drop option is there. Normally, it used to be the drop option wasn't available in that slot, but now, yeah, if I want to drop it, I can. And if I want to pick it right back up because dropping it was pointless, I can also do that. Players can now buy one individual item from a stack when trading with enclaves. It would take me a while to go and show you that. I think there might be a trader somewhere on my map, but you know, that would take a while. So we're not going to go do that. But if a trader has got a stack of things, you do have the option now while trading with them to grab just one. Instead of having to always buy the full stack. And there was actually, I think there was a little bit of retuning and rebalancing of some of the pricing to make sure that that worked okay. Because you know, originally the game wasn't accounting for it, and now the game has to. So Risefall asks, are there any changes to multiplayer? There's actually a whole multiplayer section down here that I'll get to in a bit. So far, we've seen that you have access to radio options in multiplayer now, which you didn't before, and you can use the stuck command, which would get you out of, you know, sticky situations, like if you got stuck on geometry or in a hole that you couldn't get out of. Then you can use the stuck command in multiplayer, and we'll get to probably more multiplayer stuff as we go. Let's see here. Players can now navigate conversation options with the left stick rather than just the D-pad. Now, it's hard for you to really show you that that's what we're doing here because you can't see my hands. But I think you can kind of hear my stick rattling around. But let's see, do we have a person here? Hey, let's talk to her. So I talked to Chris. So normally I would have to use the D-pad in order to navigate these, but now I can also use the stick to navigate those. And it's kind of funny. The reason why the stick didn't work originally was because an early version of the dialogue system allowed you to actually walk around and, you know, navigate while you were talking. There wasn't much of a reason to that. It was more of just sort of like an immersion thing where, like, you know, you don't lose control of your legs just because you're talking. But it ended up being not that important, and we ended up sacrificing it to solve some other problems. And so we ended up with sort of grandfathering in this control decision where you only could use the D-pad to talk because you're supposed to have the left stick free to move around. But we took that feature away, and then we never gave you back the left stick to control the dialogue. So now you've got it. So now you can use the left stick to control dialogue, and you don't have to take your thumb off that stick just because you've gone to talk to somebody. Let's see here. So I showed you that the supply locker is now sorted by item type, and that you've got the option in the range list to decide, you know, what criteria you're going to use to sort the guns. But I should mention that I believe this was actually applied across the entire thing. Like notice, oh yeah, look here. All of my skill books are in a giant pile. You know, my distractions are together. You know, my stimulants are together. My energy drink, snacks. My throwables are all together. And so it's much easier to sort of find things in a category. You'll see all of my backpacks are together. All of my notes are together. You won't find them, like, you know, scrambling up and getting in each other's way anymore. When approaching the storage with a rucksack equipped. Okay, let's go find my storage. It's over here by the silo, right? Okay, so first thing we should do. Wait. This is where you do it. Manage storage. So let's withdraw a rucksack first. Something we got a lot of. We got a lot of fuel. So, okay. So now I've got a fuel rucksack. And when I come over here.
Should be good on supplies.
Oh.
For now.
Actually, I think that one didn't work the way I expected it to. So I'll have to look into that. I think I might have just misunderstood what that particular patch note meant. But yeah, I'll go look into that one. But anyway, it did definitely tell you that you got 4 fuel. Let's look at what else there is here. Oh, the mysterious wandering trader now appears more reliably, and we adjusted the cadence of the Independence Pack trader to better balance with the wandering trader. So it used to be the Independence Pack trader was appearing a lot and was getting in the way of the mysterious wandering trader who shows up on the weekends. And so now that, and similarly, we also had the trader who supplied skill books was also showing up a lot and interfering with the wandering trader. So now that's all been rebalanced. The wandering trader is very reliable, still shows up every weekend the way you expect. The skill book trader now shows up, is operating independently, not interfering. The Independence Pack trader is now operating independently, not interfering. So those of you who were annoyed at the Independence Pack trader showing up too much because you bought the Independence Pack, that should be fixed now. So he should not be getting in the way of any of the other trade options that you wanted to have. So sorry about that, and it is fixed. Let's see here, what else? Oh, by the way, so if you started up the game and you're not seeing the patch, here's how you can tell whether or not you've got the patch. You go down to the settings menu, and you see at the very bottom, it's kind of hard to see, at the very bottom you see version 323.255. 323.255 is the latest version. If you see a number that's less than that, then you don't have patch 3.0 installed. And you can actually, I think you could go to look at the game in your My Games and Apps list, and you have the option to look for updates for that game. And so if you don't have the patch, go and check and see if it just hasn't gotten around to installing the update automatically yet. Because if it hasn't, then you can probably just trigger it manually. That's what I did when I came to start the stream. I started the game, I was like, I don't have the patch yet, what's going on? And so I went into My Games and Apps, found the game, and saw that, oh yeah, there is an update ready for it, it just hasn't been installed yet. So I manually installed it, waited for a few minutes, and then got in the game, and I double checked, and yeah, I've got version 323.255. So you can do that check yourself to see if you've actually got the patch installed. So balance changes, we did already talk about the change to when you give up an outpost, the refund you get on your influence, that's been reduced now to keep it from being a revolving door. Another cool thing, do we have any of these? I might not have any. Let's go to our base screen, to our Workshop 3, and let's see if we can, consumables, yeah, consumables is what I want. Do we have any mines? Yeah, okay, placed explosives. Craft box mines. Let's get ourselves some box mines and go and pick them up at the supply locker, which will be easier to navigate now that it's organized. So where's our box mines? Here they are. So we'll grab our box mines. We'll run out here. And let's put one down on the ground. Oh no! Oh no, there's a mine on the ground. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna blow myself up? Nope. Nope, I'm not. So me, my followers, my allies, nobody's gonna set off this mine except an enemy. So have fun with that. You can use these a lot more liberally now and not be afraid that you're gonna have, that you're gonna run into deadly problems. And what else? Oh, so the close combat. So we're gonna start getting into stuff where there isn't really a great way for me to illustrate it right here, but the close combat specialization. The last patch, we believed that we had fixed it, so it would be leveling up properly, and we had only partially fixed it. Now we've really, really fixed it. The close combat skill really does level up the way it's supposed to, and so just fighting with a close combat weapon will make that skill go up the way it should. So you can specialize in close combat without feeling like you're sort of hindering that character because they're not going to be able to develop the way that you wanted them to. We've changed the way that the controls are handled when you're going up and down a ladder. This is one I haven't actually tested myself, so hopefully I'm not going to ruin everything. But the idea was, like, if you're facing this direction and you start going down a ladder, the camera flips, and it's really easy to just sort of to end up kind of going the wrong way. So we've made some improvements, so it should be a little bit easier to make that transition without getting yourself into trouble. Oh, you can no longer waste energy drinks if you're already using an energy drink. So I'm not going to bother showing that right now, but if you've got an energy drink and it's already in effect, and you try to use another energy drink, it's not gonna happen. So that you don't end up just wasting them by spamming them by accident and getting no additional effect from them. This is one I can't show because it was a rare thing, but grenade launcher rounds no longer occasionally bounce off of fat zombies. So I'm not sure that was a bug. That sounds like a feature to me, but I guess it could be frustrating if your grenade ends up in the wrong place. So if you've been shooting at fat zombies and seeing them bounce off their tummies, that's not going to happen anymore. Let's see here. Imaginary Ace has a question about the bug. Apparently there's a bug in Cascade Hills at the corner office where sometimes NPCs would fall out of the watchtower when you showed up your base. We have improved spawning at the base, and so I'm really not sure if that's going to help with that particular issue, but there has been a change to the way that spawning and repositioning characters works so that it's more reliable and you don't end up in weird places as often. So maybe that's gotten better. I can't make any promises. I don't know if that specific issue was solved by that, but we did make some improvements in that area. Let's see here. So, explosives now set off other and nearby explosives. Well, let's try that one out. Let's see here. Do I have any bombs in my supply locker? Oh yeah, got some pipe bombs. So let's go and try this one out. This is another one I have not tried out myself personally, so hopefully I won't ruin it too bad. Okay, so we've got a box mine there. Let's set another couple of box mines. Wasting my resources. Okay, we got some box mines over here, so let's pipe bomb them. See, so it actually set off one of the box mines. Let's do that again.
Getting low on that.
Look at that. That's pretty impressive, right? Oh, that guy tried to save the box mine. It didn't work. Oh, get off my back. What are you doing? Let's stab your face. Wait, what happened to you? Oh, my watchtower. That's right.
I spy a screamer.
Oh, no. Come on. No. Okay, that's it. That's how that works. There we go. Anyway, what else are we talking about? Oh, okay, this is another one I'm not going to show you. Losing a benefit that reduces the severity of trauma can no longer kill a character due to a retroactive increase of trauma. Okay, so trauma is when you lose your max health, right? So the red bar down there will get lower, and you have a little pointer pointing at it saying, "Oh, you've got an injury, you've got trauma." So some characters would like say some heroes would provide you with would provide your entire community with a benefit where people's trauma would be less. Or maybe you had, like, I think there might be something on an infirmary that does it too. I'm not sure. Anyway, if somebody had less trauma because of some benefit that was being provided by the community, and then suddenly that benefit goes away, it used to be that they would suddenly gain a bunch of trauma and die, and that was weird. And so that's not happening anymore. So now if you lose a benefit, you still got the same trauma. You're not going to, or at least you're not going to get killed by a sudden loss in trauma. I'm not actually sure of the details of the implementation there. The main thing is you won't die. So that's what we're trying to get out of this. So there were a couple of skill books, and I'll show you which ones we're talking about here. So there are a few. So most skill books, like, they give you these full-on community skills that are, they have 7 stars. You can level them up. You can specialize them. But these skill books with the star on them, things like, Scrum certification, those skills only have 1 star. And we had a bug where some of them would show up with an empty star instead of a full star, and that was weird, and it didn't mean anything, and it was an accident. So we fixed that bug. So now any of these little skill books with the stars that you use on them, they'll give you a full star in that skill, and it will look nice. There actually wasn't any mechanical difference between having an empty star and a full star. You'd still get the full benefit of the book, but it just looked weird. Your characters looked incomplete, so now that won't happen anymore. We fixed an issue with fire occasionally remaining in effect even after the visual effect was gone. This is when I can't really show you. I mean, I can just show you me setting myself on fire, I guess. But that, as entertaining as that might be, that wouldn't actually help illustrate this too much. But basically, it used to be sometimes a fire would burn out, and then you'd walk into the area and you'd catch on fire because the fire had accidentally persisted longer than it should have. That shouldn't happen anymore. And similarly, we also improved the way that bloater clouds work. There were some issues with bloater clouds where they would, you'd look at the cloud and you'd think you knew where it was, and it would actually be a little bit little bit off from where it looked like it was. Now it should be much closer. Like it should be pretty much 1-to-1, you know, where the bloater cloud looks like it is versus where it actually will hurt your character. Recon radio commands now reveal zombies for all players, not just the host. That's another multiplayer improvement, since folks were asking about that. Some people have got radio commands that let you reveal the locations of all zombies like around you on the minimap. But it was only working for the host, and the host would have to tell other people. Now, if the host activates that, everybody who's playing together will get to see the benefits. Oh, now when you're calling in favors of the radio, over the radio, like if an enclave provides you with a radio benefit, a radio command that you can do, now when you call in that radio command, that enclave is actually, it's their voice you'll actually hear over the radio instead of one of your own community members, which was sort of happening by accident. Facility actions can now be truly instantaneous. It used to be that there was sort of a lower bound on how much time a facility action could take, and none of them could really be instantaneous. Now, the ones that we wanted to be instantaneous can actually be instantaneous. You just trigger them, they happen, and it's over. You don't have to wait for a bar to fill. It's definitely not every facility action. Most of them still take time, but the ones that we wanted to have be instantaneous are now actually instantaneous. And then I mentioned already that you know, when you use the stuck command on the radio menu, this thing here that gets you out of trouble, that gets you out of, you know, being in a weird place in the geometry. It's much more reliable now. You'll show up at the places that you know, someplace nearby that you expect to show up. And similarly, when you start a new game and you're sort of loading to a position near your base, that will be a lot more reliable too. So hopefully, characters spawning in weird places will be less of a problem than it was before the patch. Let's see here. So another thing. So when a home site or a previously cleared site becomes infested, it now properly shows an infestation icon on the map. So I think that if you watched our stream earlier today, some of these infestations that I'm seeing on the map might not have actually been there. I don't remember well enough to be sure. But now that we've got the patch, if you've got a place that you've already cleared out and you've already, you know, shown it, it used to be that the infestation icon, the yellow, you know, splotch, wouldn't appear. And so now it does. So now you should actually get, you know, fair, you know, updates on where your infestations are. Gooniverse asks if the community screen got a lighting update. What killed Hayden? Something killed Hayden while I wasn't watching. Well, that's garbage. He was my leader. I'm gonna have to do some serious repair work on this community. I've been so distracted. Okay, well, you know, maybe since I've actually been like reading the screen and not actually paying attention to the game, maybe we actually demonstrated at some point while I wasn't paying attention the notification on the screen that tells you that a character got killed. I really hope that's the case, because yeah, I'd like for, you know, the patch notes to be accurate on this stream. Anyway, oh yeah, so Gooniverse asks if we got a lighting update. Not as far as I can tell. It might or might not have happened. It's not in the patch notes if there was one. But I don't know. Looks nice to me, right? Anyway. So, the minimap now zooms in correctly when you're indoors at an infestation or a plague heart. So it used to be that the zoom on the minimap would be weird. It wouldn't give you enough of a view of the interior the way you expect when it zoomed in. Now it does zoom in correctly. I'm not going to go to an infestation to show you that, though, because I've had enough disasters in this game so far already. So I mentioned before, the sell and buy prices for stacks have been adjusted to fix discrepancies with individual item pricing. Yeah, so basically, since we were already, you know, kind of fixing the issue where, I mean, adding the feature where you can, what is this? Since we added the feature where you can buy both individual items and stacks of items, we needed to make sure that the pricing made sense. And so now the pricing on stacks of items is set up in such a way that it always makes sense when you're buying one thing versus buying a stack of things. It always lines up the way it should. Let's see here. The base management screen's morale flyout now correctly uses the morale effects name instead of the name of the facility providing it. Now, I don't know if I've actually got any facilities that are providing morale. Oh, my morale is so sad. Why? Maybe recent death in the community is because of it. But let's see here. I think so. Sturdy construction, I think, might be one of those. Or no. No, now these are all. None of these are the actual. Like if I had a latrine that was providing a benefit, I think we'd see it here. But I don't think I've got any of the facilities that are affected by this. But yeah, you should see basically more reasonable readouts of the effects of facilities on your morale. Chuck Norris LV69 asks about followers disappearing and not being able to find them. So I know that's an issue we've been focusing on. It's not in the patch notes, so I think it's an ongoing thing. We're still working on improving. We make improvements to things like character disappearing whenever we can, but I don't remember seeing anything in the patch notes about that specific issue. Let's see here. The out of storage notification now properly triggers when you deposit a rucksack that brings the resource level to. But basically, we had a bug with when you would get a notification that you were out of storage space depositing a rucksack. Now it happens all the times that it should happen. I'm not going to read a sentence that long because I lose track of it by the end. Notifications for certain rare skills learned from books now show the correct maximum skill level. So, because when you learn rare skills from books, it only has 1 star, and I think that we were showing the wrong thing in the notification, so now that's fixed too. We're getting down into kind of the minor weeds here, so we've already talked about a lot of the big things. So now this is just sort of if you just want to listen to me read a list of patch notes, that's kind of the zone we're in right now. So we fixed an issue with player vehicles not showing up in the map UI after moving to a new map. So the vehicles would be there, the map icons for the vehicles wouldn't, and so now they are. And then the flyout for info on sites on the map screen should probably show icons for expected resources. Okay, so whenever you're looking at a site on the map, it'll show potential resources. And right here we've got you expect the Mossy White House will have. I'm not actually sure what that is. Is that consumables and stuff? This one's got a question mark. Let's go someplace like a restaurant's good, right? Oh, it's just showing threats right now. Let's find a restaurant or something that is not infested. Like we got a vacant office. Yet it expects you to find consumables there. What is this? Zombie? Get off me. Man, it's almost like this world is infested with zombies. It's weird. There, take that. I think I should have specialized this character in close combat. Anyway, okay, here we go. Wait, it's not going to show potential resources unless it's... I've just explored too much of the interesting places on this map. Here we go. Army Navy outfitters, potential resources, bullets, ammunition. So you can see that a lot of sites show that. And so basically there were some places where it was unreliable. It wasn't really showing you all of the information that you wanted. Now more of the information is there. I think that the consumable one specifically was having some trouble. So now that stuff should all be accurate. What else we got here? When you're using a mouse on the map screen, well, I can't show you that, definitely. The goal, the goal info flyout. So you see these goals right here. It used to be you'd have to click on these in order to see the information about them, but now you just have to mouse over them and you'll see it. So that will be useful. Let's see here. Oh, labor and time costs are now shown for facility mod uninstall actions. That seems like something I can probably show. Let's see here. Do I have facility mods? Yeah, so I've got a facility mod here. So if I want to uninstall it, see, it shows me that it'll cost me 1 labor and 1 second of time to uninstall that. So there you go. I guess that used to not show up, and now it does. Is it the mouse one? Players interacting with the radio menu using a mouse can no longer accidentally click buttons that have been hidden by an open command category. So when you're looking at the radio menu, you've got these categories, like the Independence Pack has got a category. It used to be that you could click on hidden invisible buttons behind here, and now you can't. I can't demonstrate that because, don't have a mouse. And I've got the patch, and so the problem's not happening anymore. So, yeah. The Independence Pack supply drop container now shows a busy indicator when another player is interacting with it. So that's another multiplayer fix. If 2 people run up to an Independence Pack supply drop and they both try to interact with it, now one of them will get a busy icon showing that the other one has got control over it, rather than it just being confusing. Host no longer sees... Okay, so here's the multiplayer section for those of you who wanted multiplayer stuff. So the host no longer sees clients' vehicle help tips. So it used to be that when a client gets into a vehicle, the game will sometimes show little tips about stuff you can do in the vehicle and controls and things like that. And it used to be that the host would always see it when the client would do things. And so now that doesn't happen anymore. Multiplayer, this is a big one. Actually, I think this was one that Thrillseeker, one of our followers, actually pointed out to me. The reason that this got fixed in time for this patch was because Thrillseeker reminded me of it. I asked the programmers about it, and one of our programmers was like, I can fix that right now, and went and fixed it. Multiplayer clients are no longer forcibly teleported every time the host switches characters. So it used to be that there was like one frame when you were in the middle of switching characters where the game didn't know where your character was or thought your character was in a weird place. And during that one frame, it would decide, oh no, all of your guests are in the wrong place. They're all too far away from you. We need to teleport all of them to your location. And so the host changing characters would just be a disaster for all of the clients because they would all get teleported as though they'd left the tether zone. So now that doesn't happen anymore. I can't demonstrate it here for you because I'm not in a multiplayer game, but that problem should be fixed. So you guys can thank your friend Thrillseeker for calling that out, and because I think we would have fixed it eventually, but he's the one who helped us get it to the very top of our priority list. Multiplayer rewards are now always granted immediately upon your return to your save game. So Han Solo Dolo, this is one that you've been asking about. So basically, it used to be that sometimes you could earn multiplayer rewards and not get them for a while. There'd be, their delivery to you would be delayed or hindered in some way. Now it should be clockwork. Every time you come back to your game after a multiplayer game, your multiplayer rewards should show up as soon as you load in. P1 Gamer is asking, can we get a strong hostile? I assume you mean like stronger hostile human enemies. That's certainly not a part of this patch. So we're kind of past the point where we're adding new features for the patch. So we definitely know that people want a lot of things in the game to be harder. So we're working on ideas for that. That particular thing wasn't addressed as part of this patch. Interesting. So people are calling out other bugs in the chat, so I mean, this particular thing. I'm just reading the patch notes from the current patch. You're calling out some very interesting bugs, and it's interesting to see them. But as far as this goes, I can only tell you about the patches, tell you about the changes that we've actually made. So what else we got here? So we fixed an issue causing jerky flashlight movements when during like laggy sessions and stuff like that. We fixed an issue that caused flashlights to get confused if a player stayed in aim mode for a long time. So there were just a bunch of weird flashlight issues in multiplayer that now are fixed. Multiplayer location indicators no longer show through the background of the community screen. So that was a thing. When you're in multiplayer, you'd open up the community screen and you would sometimes see stuff coming in through the background that was part of the multiplayer UI. So that shouldn't be happening anymore. And similarly, if you've got multiple players in the same vehicle, it used to be that you'd get some kind of confusing overlap with some of the multiplayer UI. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it happens. It works the way you'd kind of expect it to now. Let's see here. So onto vehicles. So a vehicle icon now properly persists if the last passenger of a vehicle exits out of a non-driver seat. So vehicle icons don't show up on the map when you're actually driving the vehicle. Instead, you just see your player icon. But it used to be that we would only put the vehicle icon back on the vehicle when you got out the driver's seat. But it wouldn't appear again if you got out of the wrong out of any of the other seats. So now that's fixed. We fixed an issue with Independence Pack vehicle deliveries occasionally appearing beneath the map where you couldn't reach them. So people would call in vehicles and they would think, well, my vehicle didn't show up. What's going on? The vehicle was there. It was just hiding. So now they don't hide anymore. So that should be a lot better. Han Solo Dolo, again, he's suggesting that we should have a sidearm that you can switch to quickly in the game. And we actually really like that idea too. That's an idea that we bandied around here quite a bit. It definitely would have a big impact on the UI because there's not a lot of room on here to put a sidearm, and have it be easy to navigate this area. So it would take some pretty big changes to support a sidearm. We do like the idea though, so who knows? It might be the kind of thing that we're like, State of Decay 3 is when that happens. But we are listening to you, and we do definitely appreciate the feedback and appreciate that particular feature as being an attractive one. We really like the idea too. Audio, added error sound when attempting to select an unavailable radio command. Do I have any unavailable radio commands? Now, I can't actually hear my own audio right now, and I think you can't hear it very well either because I've tuned it way down. But do I have any? Yeah, so these guys are unavailable, right? So, hear that little click? So now, instead of feeling like nothing's happening, you get just a little bit of feedback to tell you that, oh yeah, no, you can't do this right now. It's fine. Players who have remapped struggle and melee actions to different inputs can now use either one to open locked doors. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. So, in the settings menu, let's see here, it's controls, remap controls. You got this remap controls section where you can remap individual things to do different stuff. So, melee attack and struggle are both on the X button by default. But it's possible for you to change these so they're on two different buttons. Like, say you've got a habit of always just mashing the crap out of the B button whenever you're attacked by a zombie because dodge is a thing you think of. So maybe you remap this to B. Now, when you go up to a door that you're going to struggle with, you can use either X or B to open the door if that's what you've mapped here, because it's hard to really predict which habit you're going to want to follow, and so we wanted to make sure that whatever your habits are, the game tries to support them. And then a few miscellaneous ones. Tweaked. Okay, so we already mentioned the fact that the bloater gas clouds have been improved, so that so that there's a more perfect matchup between the area where they actually affect you and the area where you see the cloud. There used to be some hiccups there where you would walk into an area that looked like it was unclouded and you would get hit by the cloud and vice versa. So now it should be much closer. We fixed, and then just the ongoing work that the world building team does to keep improving the maps and fix areas where you can get stuck, fix areas where geometry is floating or clipping incorrectly. We didn't try to enumerate them because how would we even explain where these places are? A lot of them are very obscure, hidden parts of the map, but the art team has done a lot of improvements in that regard, so that there's less places where you can get stuck or frustrated, and there's less just weird things where something looks like, oh, somebody left that object floating in space. A lot less of that going on. And I think that's the entire patch notes list. So, of course, you can go and read the patch notes yourself rather than listening to me dictate them. By going to, I believe, if you go to the Undead Labs website, I think it's one of our news posts, and that's undeadlabs.com in case you didn't try that first automatically. And yeah, so let's see. Were there any last minute questions? Oh, so Sarah Dax wants to know, with this new patch, what's the percentage of independence traders going to be? From 100 to 10, 20? I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers. I was asking Brian about it earlier today, and he didn't tell me the exact numbers. But the main problem was that the skills trader and the independence trader, they were both kind of confusingly interfering with other traders, and so I believe that I think that the independence trader was sort of I think they were kind of relegated to, instead of being these domineering traders that sort of would kind of take over and feel like they were the only traders that were appearing. Now they just appear on the same regular cadence as all the others, and so you should expect to see the independence pack trader and the skills trader at about the same rate you see the other traders, like the red talon trader and the food trader and the whatever, all these other traders. You should expect them to just sort of be more normal instead of being feeling like they were dominating the environment. I don't have exact numbers to give you though on that though, and that's my best memory of a conversation I had with Brian like 4 hours ago. And so it could be that Brian is going to see this video on YouTube and furiously type into the comments, "No, Geoffrey, you got it wrong." But I'm pretty sure that's about what you should expect from the system. Is they're like a normal trader now, and not some crazy guy who just, they're not a monopoly. They didn't come in here. They're not like. Well, I'm not going to name specific companies. I'm just going to get off this line of thought entirely. Let's see here. So Wildcard 13 says, so when your leader is a trader, does the call trader not always bring a trader to your base? So I believe the goal is for the call a trader option with the that trading facility to always work, or at least tell you when it's not working. So I'm not sure what the question is. If you're asking if certainly the changes to the way that the random traders work shouldn't have affected the manual calling of traders. Like when you're calling a trader manually through the trade post or whatever, that shouldn't be changed by the fact that we altered the way that the random traders work. So you should at least be confident that we didn't break that. We didn't, mess with that. I'm not sure if you're seeing an existing problem with that, like an existing bug with that, where it's not working reliably. That might be a separate issue that we didn't address in this patch. So depending on what you're asking, I'm not quite sure how to answer. But oh, hey, look, somebody's looking to trade. I wonder who it is. Okay, yeah, wandering trader right there. So it looks like this is not the mysterious wandering trader, because that guy only appears on the weekends. This is just a normal wandering trader. They probably have like food or something. I'm not sure what, but yeah. So this is one of the normal guys. So you see, this guy. I think I had a trader earlier today when I was playing with Luis, and now we've got another one. So they happen at a pretty regular cadence, and so you should just expect those special traders to be mixed in, pretty fairly with the other traders that appear at a frequent clip. Potato Strats asks, is there an in-game option to mute your mic on PC so you can continue to use Discord without being heard in-game simultaneously? So there is an option. I don't know if I've got a great way to show it. Here, let me switch into multiplayer mode. There is an option. I can't show it to you right now, but if you're in your pause menu and you highlight a player who's in the game, you do have an in-game option to mute that player so you don't hear their in-game chat coming in. So I don't know if you have it on your side. Like, I don't know if you can say you can make your own mic be muted through that, but I think you can mute other players that way with an in-game option. And so if you're playing on Discord with your friends and you're all hearing double echoes of each other because it's coming through the game audio and also through Discord, then you can just all use this on all of each other, and it's more time consuming than muting yourself. But once you've done it, it's done, and you should all be muted and not have to listen to echoes anymore. Let's see if there's so I've been Megan's been funneling me a bunch of questions here. Oh, let's see here. Oh, so yeah, so apparently Wildcard just downloaded the patch and tried to call a trader with the trader leader ability, and found that no one was out there. So I hope that was not caused by the patch. I'm betting that was just caused by something else. If there's anything that prevents that trader mission from happening, like say if there's another copy of that exact same mission already wild, in your game, sometimes it won't appear. That's it. What all that means is that the mission failed to cast. It failed to spawn. So I hope it wasn't caused by anything in the patch. I don't know of anything in the patch that should have caused that. Definitely the changes that we made to the random traders, it only affects the process that generates random missions. It shouldn't have affected the actual trade mission itself. But I'm not an expert on that, so I don't know. I can't say to you definitively what the cause of that problem was. But I would just say, check your map, see if there's any other traders that are possibly the exact same type. Maybe that would have been a cause. Maybe you can go trade with them. And then try it again in the future sometime when you don't have any traders on your map, and hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't work, definitely let us know. Talk to our community team or to the email address that Megan will tell you what it is, because I've forgotten what it is. Talk to those folks, because we definitely, if that's an issue, we definitely want to fix it fast. Especially if we broke it in this patch. If we broke it in this patch, we definitely want to fix it as soon as we possibly can. We had a similar thing with patch 2.0 where I accidentally broke one of the skills, and we got a follow-up patch out really fast to solve that problem, because patching bugs into the game is really not what we're here to do. So we want to fix those as quick as we can. Let's see here. Skintrix. Get me out of here. Skintrix wants to know if we can get sights on Ultimate Edition weapons. Certainly, it's possible for us to introduce new variants for weapons. We're not going to put attachable or detachable sights in the game. But certainly a lot of the weapons that you've seen in the game, it's possible for us to add variants in the future. So I can mention that to the folks who make those decisions. And see if we can get more variants that have things like sights. Certainly, we're not going to be able to look, first person down those sights or anything like that. I mean, still sights will always work the way they work. I don't assume that you were requesting a new change to the way that sights work, but yeah, that doesn't seem unreasonable. It's just there's a lot of potential weapons we could put into the game, and so deciding exactly which ones to do, it's a decision that I don't make, but we can definitely mention that that there's interest in that. So we'll see where that goes. And then so Wildcard's going to keep an eye out for it, and yeah, thanks for your patience with that particular issue. I hope it doesn't keep afflicting you. I hope that you're able to find an answer to it. And in for the rest of the thing, I guess unless anybody has any last minute questions, I think we'll probably wrap this up. And I'll see here. One thing I should do is get back out of multiplayer mode so I can pause this game. Oh look, I'm so lovely and paused. Yeah, so let's go back to this view. So that's the patch notes. So if you have any further questions, you can definitely get into contact with our community team at Undead Labs on Twitter. You can also talk to me. I'm at Rangatang on Twitter. I'm totally open to answering your questions. And you can also go. I think that when we post this on YouTube, down in the doobly-doo down below, we will have links to all of our social media. Our Instagram, our Twitter, our Discord, and so there's lots of different ways you can get in contact with us if you've got questions, or if you want to report any issues that you have with the patch. I mean, certainly we try to test these as thoroughly as we can before we put them out, but it's always possible, like we saw, with that one skill that I messed up in patch 2.0. It's always possible for something to slip in. So definitely let us know if you run into anything. We'll try to get any problems, fixed as fast as we can. And thank you so much for continuing to play this game. We're really glad to have you. It feels really good to be able to patch a game because that means that there's people who are out there still playing it, still interested in it. So we really appreciate you guys sticking with us and giving us chances to keep improving. And we're going to keep going. We're not going to stop with this. We're going to keep supporting this game for a while. And I don't see a particular end to it right now. So we're going to keep working and keep listening to you guys. And thank you so much for being here. Oh wait, we got one more question that Megan called out to make sure that I answer. Let's see here. The Red Talon / network mission where you go to a location and they died is supposed to have a second. So I don't know which mission you're talking about. I think I saw that question come up somewhere on social media, that there's some particular mission where there's a Red Talon team that dies, and people were wondering if they could save them, if there's another part to the mission, if there's something else that happens there. I don't know that mission very well, so I can't answer that question here. But I'm sure that if you ask that question on social media, we can track down the person who does know the answer and get an answer to you eventually. And then, one last question that I want to address before I go. Blab Isev asks, how can I update the game? So I did it today. I've forgotten exactly what I did, but let's poke around a little bit and see if we can find it. So let's go back here to our view of the game. So I'm going to quit. Actually, let's just go out to, this will be quicker. What am I doing? I don't know how to control my Xbox. What's happening? What I meant to do was quit, like this. And then, did you see that? We've got Manage, Game, and Add-Ons. Okay, so if you highlight the game anywhere in the Xbox dashboard, whether you're doing it in My Games and Apps, if you're doing it over here on the left side, or wherever you want to do it, if you hit the what's it called? Is it the menu button? Hit the menu button, which used to be called the Smart button on previous Xboxes. Hit that button. It brings up this little pop-up. This little pop-up includes Manage Games and Add-Ons. So you hit Manage Games and Add-Ons, and that brings you here. And it's got updates. So when I came here earlier today, and let's just make me go away. When I came here right before this stream, updates had a little 1 next to it. and said, you know, there's an update ready for you. And I selected it, and I installed it, and I got a little, you know, progress bar on this screen telling me that the update was installing, and you know how soon I'd be able to play. And then when that bar was full, then it started looking like this. And, you know, it just showed me, yeah, I've got the game that was last updated August 8th, 2018. And so you can see that. So you can see what version you've got, 1.3232.550, whatever. And it shows you the last time you updated it. So if you go to the screen and you see that it was last updated earlier than today, that means that you don't have the latest patch. And you should see an update queued up right here. So I know that I definitely had the update available when I came in to update my game. I'm not certain if it's the exact same for everyone. I'm not certain if there's any regional delay or if there's anything that could cause you to not have the update. But when the update's available to you, this is where it appears, right there, right there. That's where you'll see it. You'll see a little 1 right there next to updates. So yeah, go grab the latest patch if you want to see these features. I'm excited about them. I'm glad you're all still playing the game, and I think we're about done. I think this is the end of this stream. I think I've been here for, wow, I've done this for an hour. It takes an hour to read through all these patch notes and demonstrate them. That's how big this patch was. So, anyway, I hope you all had a good time going through this with me. I had a good time talking about it with you guys, and that is the stream. So I'm going to go home because it's dinner time, and I'm hungry. So let's get out of here.